What's up? In this episode we're going to go explore Cat Island. It's a small island. Some people call it Picnic Island, but we're going to dinghy over and go check it out. Yeah, it's a hard bottom rib 310. I gotta go use the restroom before we head over to the island, so we'll do that and then we'll go check this place out because it's pretty cool. I'm supposed to run over to Gulfport, but it's a little too rough for the dinghy. There were 3-footers, 3 and 4 footers. I got swamped on one on the dinghy, but I'd turn around and come back. I'll have to meet him out there tonight, but I'll drive over to Gulfport. It's about 2.5, 3 miles out. It's not offshore, it's in the ICW, but there's like from shoreline to shoreline, it's over 2 miles, so it was pretty rough out there today. So we'll go there tonight, but we'll go check out Cat Island. I didn't tie the dinghy right, so there we go. So I can hang on to it. So let's head over to Cat Island. It's going to be as soon as I get out of this inlet, the nose of the dinghy's going to flap in the air until I get it out on plane. It's quite interesting. I'll make sure to get it on tape. Here we go. made it. It's Cat Island. Right there's the causeway toward Boca Ciega. The oyster beds are on the west side of the island. You don't want to bring a dinghy up in here. You'll knock a hole in it. We got the mangroves. Some of them are pretty big. I don't believe there's a palm tree on the island. Let's go check out the shallow spot. Now, right now is the time of year to be real careful, because I see a jellyfish the size of a basketball washed up on the beach on a different island, but I mean it's close enough. And you can't see them when they're in this water. The water's cooled off quite a bit. Yeah, see, you got the grass flats here. I could walk out quite a ways in this water. But it's low tide right now. But this is pretty shallow, even at high tide. But right there where the dinghy's at, it's pretty deep coming in. People usually have power boats up here, and they're hanging out and drinking their beer and stuff. So we're not drinkers, so it's nice to have the island to ourselves for a minute. And it is Sunday. If it was Saturday, this place would be hopping. So I had to work yesterday. I had to do a charter. So yeah, that's pretty deep here. You can see. Yeah, I guess pretty deep there. See if I can walk around it. Hopefully I don't slide in. I need to repaint that. When I got the dinghy, it had some barnacle growth on it, but I cleaned it up pretty good. I put a bottom job on it. Some bottom paint. You can see the black, that ablative dinghy paint. That stuff was pretty expensive, like $100 a pint. But it covered the dinghy. Like, I think I got 4 coats out of it. But yeah, other than that, the dinghy run about 25 miles an hour with just me on it. I don't know how many knots that is. It might be like 22, maybe 21. Fast enough. Yeah, that's why they call it a picnic island. I don't know. Some kind of flower, it looks like. I don't know. It don't look like you want to touch it. Let's go back in here and see what is in here. There's those things sticking up. They're soft, but they're pokey. It's kind of weird. Feels like you're standing on Q-tips, but really stiff ones. They're not sharp and they won't stick you, but they're pokey. But yeah, this is it. Cat Island. It's not a very big one at all. White sand, clear water. There's a boat right there. I don't know if I can see him washed up on the beach over there on the rocks. It was Hurricane Idalia. We survived it without a scratch, which I think we did more damage to the boat, making sure we had everything off the boat before it hit than the storm did, which is quite funny. Let's see down here. I mean, you could access the whole island if you wanted to. I don't know if I'd want to walk through there. Now, I don't know. But yeah, the water's a lot cooler than it was a month ago. A month ago, it was like walking in a hot tub. Now it feels like a lake in the summertime in the Midwest. It's got a real cool feel to it. Warm enough to be comfortable in, but cool enough to feel good. I think the water temperatures, like around July, early August, were recorded about 92 degrees. Now it feels like it's about 85, 80. It's in the 80s, it feels like. It don't feel warm. It does feel refreshing though. Still got a little bit of a warm feel to it, but not like it was over a month ago. Let's head back to the boat. I gotta take a shower. I got some cleaning to do on the boat, some organizing, so we'll get some shots going back to the boat, and then we'll end it there. It's always the fun part, getting the dinghy back in the water. It's a lot easier when the wife is with me, because she could get in and I could push it off, and I guess I have to try to do it by myself. Let's see how this works out. Yeah. Oh, got me right in the shallow spot. Dang it. Might be able to save it. Let's see. I got a reverse. Yeah, you can see the grass flats. It's probably 4 feet. You can still see the bottom. Say bye-bye, Cat Island. We'll see you again. Shade feels good. Got a little bit of a wind tunnel going through here. It's awesome. Time to go fast again. That rush of water come in, it'll swamp us. Well, we're back. There's my house. working on the window. I'm gonna rebed that in about a week. Waiting on the stuff I ordered to come in. Wow, it's hot. And it's September 24th. It's still hot out here. We're gonna probably hit mid-90s today. But I found the plates on the dinghy. We got Canadian Coast Guard, and we got US rib 310 single floor. It fits 4 adults, 15 horsepower. So 1,144 pounds person motor gear with a 15 horsepower max. Yeah, we're maxed out. That's why it's so quick. We got the hard V-bottom floor like a regular boat. That's why it cuts and rides so well. I don't do well in rough waters though. The dinghy's way more enjoyable when you're up on plane, just flat moving. But when the water's rough, you can't go fast like that because it'll beat you up, and it's miserable. Typical, gotta have a life jacket on board for however many people's on the boat. Gotta have a throwable, fire extinguisher, safety cutoff. And that's only because I got a gas tank on here. I do have my oars here. I do carry a VHF because you never know. We're inland in the ICW, but there are spots out there to where you will not have cell service, and it's just better to be prepared. But yeah, it's a Rib 310. It's a 2002 model. You could get them at West Marine. I think they retail for $2,400, I believe. The motor, it's an old one. It's an old 2-stroke, but it's been taken care of, and I keep it maintained like a religion, so that's why it runs so well. Because you get a new 4-stroke, you're not going to get a 40-pound motor at 15 horsepower with a 4-stroke. I think my neighbor across the way got a 6-horse 4-stroke, and it weighs what 2 of these does. So I'm all about the 2-stroke engines, and you get a lot more torque out of them, and they just run forever if you take care of them. What I do is I'll unhook my fuel line while it's still running, and I'll let it run and run and run. When it starts to die because it's running out of fuel, I'll pull the choke and I'll run the rest of that fuel out of there, because you don't want that 2-stroke mix to create like a resin inside your engine. So I run it dry and I store it dry. As you can see, I keep it out of the water. That's a trick that I learned when I was living in Missouri with a John boat with a 25-horse 2-stroke on it. And it's never failed me yet, and everyone that sees me doing it says it's smart, and they're going to start doing it too. So that's how I take care of that. And as far as keeping the bottom clean, I take my dinghy out regularly so it don't get growth on it. Same thing with wind chime here. We started taking her out regularly. You could look at my last video and see how that trip went. This evening I got to start the diesel engine on the boat and run it for a good 30 minutes. Run it up to temp, run it through the gears, make sure just keep it running, because that's the worst thing you could do to them is let them set. Other than that, if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now, and throw this video a like and share it with a couple of your friends. We're going to start putting videos together kind of like a story now. I know they're kind of all over the place, but you know, it's too much fun out here. But anyways, until next time, stay salty, my friends, and chase your dreams, because you never know, it might come true.